there's nothing quite like a Yankees-Red Sox wildcard game. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Heads to Videocast. Recapping last night's American League wildcard game between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, as the Red Sox defeat the Yankees by the score of 6-2, as the Red Sox are going to be moving on to the American League Division Series. I guess before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please show notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So this is a very exciting game, right? You get the Red Sox just totally pounce all over the New York Yankees, right? A terrible decision by the Yankees third base coach Phil Nevin to send Aaron Judge on that Giancarlo Stanton double. That was just not a smart decision right there from Phil Nevin, and it cost the Yankees a run. I'm not going to say it cost them winning this game, but it certainly didn't help them. There's no question about that. You see Kyle Schwarber and Anthony Rizzo both homering in this game, right? Both on opposite sides. Of course, so that's the first time since 2015 since they both homered in a playoff game. But of course, this time they were not on the same team. As you pick up the scoring summary in the bottom of the first inning, Xander Bogaerts homers on a fly ball to center field. A two-run shot, his first of the postseason. And it's now 2-0 Red Sox. So the Red Sox jump out to an early 2-0 lead. So Xander Bogaerts doing his job right there. He's definitely had a very good run of it over at short for the Red Sox the past, I want to say 5 years or so. So it's 2-0 Red Sox against Garrett Cole. Then we pick it up bottom of the third inning, Kyle Schwarber. Right, we also knew how good he was in the regular season. Went on that tear when he was with the Nationals in June, where he's hitting all these homers left and right. Well, he homers on a fly ball to right field. Give the Red Sox a 3-0. So Shoal's shot for Schwarber there in the bottom of the third. So he just continues to rake right for the Boston Red Sox, right? I mean, the same power didn't really carry over when he was with the Red Sox, was still putting up very good numbers over there with Boston. So now 3-0 Red Sox. But picking up top in sixth inning, the Yankees getting on the board is Anthony Rizzo. Homers on a fly ball to right field. We pulled the ball and hit it to right field. The Yankees getting on the board now, a 3-1 ball game. He did have a bit of an injury problem, when he joined for the Cubs, but when he was on the field, he was very good. So that does finish his season. Of course, since the Yankees are out of the playoffs now, but he definitely had a productive time with the Yankees. So a 3-1 ball game. Then we pick it up bottom of sixth inning. Alex Verdugo, right, the former #1 prospect for the Los Angeles Dodgers, gets traded over early 2020 in the Mookie Betts, David Price, trade. So he goes to the Red Sox as he doubles on a line drive to right field. As the Red Sox answer back right there in the bottom six. So Rizzo hits a run on the top of the sixth, and the Red Sox come right back and answer back in the bottom of six as Xander Bogaerts comes around to score. So an RBI double right there for Verdugo, and the Red Sox now lead it 4-1. So the Red Sox now extend the lead and get that run right back. Then we pick it up, bottom of the seventh inning. Alex Verdugo does it again, ladies and gentlemen. He singles on a short line drive to center field. Kyle Schwarber and Yukike Hernandez come around to score as the Red Sox now extend the lead, now a 6-1 ball game. So, of course, Alex Verdugo was thrown out at second, trying to extend that single into a double. But still, a 2-run single right there for Alex Verdugo. His third RBI of the night at that time. So 6-1 Boston. We all knew it was pretty much over at that point, right? I mean, it pretty much just a lead that's very hard to come back from when you're down 5 runs later in the ballgame like that. So 6-1 Boston. Then we pick it up top of the ninth inning. Giancarlo Stanton. We all know what kind of year he had. Hitting 35 home runs with a 273 average. He had a very solid season for the Yankees. A season that wasn't riddled with all these injuries like it was in 2019 and 2020, as he homers on a line drive to right field the other way. His first and only postseason home run this year, and it's now a 6-2 ball game. So only 2 solo shots for the Yankees. That's part of their problem, is they're so power happy, right? They have to always hit all these home runs. That's the only part of their game. They don't know any other baseball to play, right? They just hit home runs. That's all they do. That's a big part of their problem, right? They just, guys like Aaron Judge over there, Gary Sanchez, Giancarlo Stanton, Luke Voit when he's healthy, right? Of course, he's had a lot of problems with that knee. I tell you, that's a powerhouse team, but they're just a tower type team. They just rely on the long ball, and you can't really do that too much. It's just a problem. They ran into it here. It cost them another postseason. So now a 6-2 ball game. Now your final scores. The Red Sox are moving on to the American League Division Series. So congratulations to the Boston Red Sox. Right, it's the first time making the playoffs since 2018. Of course, that magical, World Series run they went on, right? I mean, that was just amazing What an amazing season that was for the Boston Red Sox. So Kyle Schwarber leading off, right? The leadoff hitter. Driving in their third run along with that solo home run. Of course, Nathan Eovaldi got the start for the Red Sox last night. A guy who also was very much involved in that 2018 runs they just talked about. 5 in the third, 4 hits, 1 run. The run was earned. Didn't walk back and struck out 8. So he struck out 8 and just 5 in the third, which is very, very good, right? I mean, he's a guy that you would think, and you think he was like, wow, he's probably like 36. No, he's only 31 years old. It's just very, very hard to believe. So he looked pretty good last night. Of course, Alex Cora, who I'm not a very big fan of, did keep him on a very, very short leash, as you just saw. Only 5 in the third. But the Red Sox bullpen definitely did their job. Go take a look at Garrett Cole. He choked. He absolutely choked. Of course, he hasn't been the same since they cracked down the substance checks, mid to late June. 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So, Aaron Boone also kept his starter on short leash. Of course, Nathan Eovaldi had a much better start than Garrett Cole did. So Garrett Cole didn't look good out of the gate, right? Giving up that home run to Bogarts. Just in the bottom of the first inning. So it didn't look good early. And I was talking to the Yankees fan today. He said when Bogarts hit the home run in the bottom of the first, I pretty much knew it was over. And, the Yankees bullpen wasn't great. Jonathan Lesica, giving up those 2 earned runs on the Alex Verdugo 2 RBI single. Luis Severino, right, seeing some time in the bullpen. I remember how good he was in 2018 out of the, Yankees rotation. Of course, he's had a lot of injury problems since then. I remember him in the first half. In 2018, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball. He really had some heat behind his fastball. He's really, really fallen off. So that is your ball game. So the Yankees get eliminated again. Another year of not making the World Series. Right, Aaron Boone, is he gone? Right, I did read some articles today about his future with the New York Yankees, and I think it's a very good possibility that Brian Cashman doesn't bring him back. It's another just postseason failure. You bring him in 2018. You go out and acquire Giancarlo Stanton in the 2017-2018 offseason. You had this huge monster team. You let go of Joe Girardi, of course, after the 2017 season. After you hadn't made it to the ALCS, you have Todd Frazier, that ball hitting against the Astros in 2017 ALCS. If that ball just would have went an inch further, Joe Girardi would probably still be managing the Yankees right now. Who knows? He may not, but of course, I think he definitely would have gotten an extension to his contract. But kind of a weird decision. I was really shocked when they let Girardi go after the 2017 season. Of course, he did take 2 years off. But anyway, bringing Aaron Boone, I think the Yankees expected to win the World Series in 2018. I think they expected to go on this, crazy run, of all these World Series. And as far as they made it, it was the ALCS, right? They couldn't even make it past the ALCS. So very, very frustrating if you're a Yankees fan. Of course, I've had a couple of Yankees fans on here, and baseball guys, Sean being one. And to talk about, they're very, very different from when George Steinbrenner was running the team. Right now, of course, it's Hal Steinbrenner. A very, very different ball team. They're run much differently. A little bit more cheap. Brian Cashman is kind of cheap. Just not an organization. It's nothing like what it was before. Very, very power happy. Relies on the long ball. As I just said, only 2 solo shots last night. There was no really a lot of small ball. Of course, Phil Nevin sending Aaron Judge there to home. That was just not a smart heads-up play right there from Phil Nevin, right? I don't know what in the world he was thinking. And of course, Giancarlo Stanton, yelling a really loud expletive when he was on second base. He was not happy, and I don't blame him. He was not happy. I can't blame him too much for that. It's just not a very smart decision right there. Of course, we all make mistakes. You don't send Aaron Judge like that. In that kind of situation. It wasn't even close. The ball was just waiting for him. The Yankees get eliminated again. If you're the Boston Red Sox, you try to get back to the World Series again, right? The first time making the playoffs, of course, since 2018 when you ran away at the AL East. They look to get back to the World Series. Of course, first time since that year, they did defeat the Los Angeles Dodgers in that World Series in just 5 games. So they try to look to get past it. So who knows if they're going to do it. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So they go down to Tampa Bay tomorrow and face the Tampa Bay Rays. Another AL East matchup, right? So you had the Yankees and Red Sox last night in wild card, and then you're going to be having another AL East showdown in the American League Division Series between the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays with Kevin Cash and Alex Cora. So the Rays also look to try to win their first World Series in franchise history as they try to defeat the Boston Red Sox in this division series in the American League to try to make it to the ALCS and get back to the World Series like they did last year, but win it this time. So the Tampa Bay Rays. So the Boston Red Sox, their chances to advance on. I'm going to give it the edge to Tampa Bay Rays. Right, they do have home field advantage in the series, of course, since they do have the better record. They already clinched this division series spot. They didn't have to, play a wild card game. I do think the Rays are a better team. They have a little bit more pieces, but who knows? It's anybody's game. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Look at the Washington Nationals just 2 years ago. They came against all the odds and won the World Series. That was just insane, right? So anything can happen. The Rays could totally choke in this division series. The Red Sox can easily go on to the championship series. So anything can happen. I wouldn't bank on that though. I think the odds definitely favor the Tampa Bay Rays. So bottom line, Garrett Cole wasn't good last night for the Yankees. He didn't show up. And that's you're going to pay a guy like that, that kind of money. You expect him to show up in those kind of games. And when you give him, 10 plus years of, $300+ million, you expect him to show up, in a playoff game like that. And he just wasn't there. Aaron Boone's, future with the Yankees is up in the air. And his response to that was, I'm at peace about everything. That's what he said. He said, I'm at peace about whatever happens, whether I'm back or not. And he was asked, do you think you're going to be back? And he said, I'm not sure. That was his honest answer. I am not sure. So he doesn't even know, of course. I also read someone on Twitter today said you can't put all this on Aaron Boone. Brian Cashman definitely deserves some blame here. I mean, this is the general manager of this team, the New York Yankees. So you gotta put some blame on him as well. I mean, it's not all Aaron Boone's fault. It goes back to what I was talking about earlier. I met with Joe Girardi with the Phillies. I mean, a lot of the fans just want to attack the manager when the team doesn't do well. I was definitely a definite critic of Gabe Kapler, in his time with the Phillies manager, but also at the same time, I realized that he's not the one going out there and, swinging the bat, throwing the baseball, on the mound. He's not doing any of that. He's, of course, writing the lineup cards, setting the mentality for the team. He's doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, but he's not going out there and physically playing the game of baseball. So he manages it. He doesn't play it. So you have to keep that in mind as well. I'm not saying you got to go easy on the guy, but you also have to keep things in perspective, what their job really is. They're not a player, they're a manager. But Phil Nevin, like I said, I mean, just not a very he's getting destroyed on social media, destroyed. And I think it's rightfully so, right? Of course, you don't want to be, too over the top about it, but I definitely think he deserves some criticism. I don't know what in the world he was thinking there. I like the aggressiveness, but that's being dangerously aggressive. That's just not smart. And it cost him. And I don't think a lot of the Yankees teammates are too happy with Phil Nevin. And of course, how can you blame him? As I talk about, Giancarlo Stanton making some comments. So that is it. Another disappointment for the New York Yankees, but the Boston Red Sox prevail at Fenway Park. Of course, they did get that home field advantage since they did have a better record against the Yankees this year. That's why they got the home field advantage. Of course, the Yankees and Red Sox both had the exact same record this year, which was kind of funny. So that's why they had to go down to that. Very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Tonight we got another wild card game, of course, this time in the National League. We got the Los Angeles Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Max Scherzer getting the start for the Dodgers. It's going to be very, very interesting. So Mad Max gets the ball from Dave Roberts. Just don't touch him, Dave Roberts, right? Don't give him any high fives, right? We also had a documentary about Max Scherzer. That was really, really funny. You can't talk to him. You can't high five him. He does not like to be high fived. He doesn't like to be told good job. He's a weird dude, but he's eccentric. He really is. I mean, this guy is he's so intense. And Adam Wainwright, a guy who I thought his career was pretty much done. Man, oh man, I mean, what a great year he had for the St. Louis Cardinals. He gets to start tonight for the Cardinals at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. So 8:10 the first pitch. So guys, since you watched this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, check out the social media, like the description section, and Phillies Fans Instagram, TikTok, Instagram, call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, philliesatstuff@gmail.com. So it felt weird to be recapping a non-Phillies game. I've done it before. It's really not that weird. So I'll see you all tomorrow recapping the NL wildcard game. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys.